another light behind the door. When I arrived here, something inside me told me that this place had always been a part of me. There was no fear, just a sense of welcome, as if I were returning home after a long journey. It was a vast field, illuminated by a light that came from no specific source but filled everything with an indescribable peace. I felt a deep connection to this place, a familiarity that I could not explain. And there was my grandmother, the woman who had guided and cared for me during my childhood. Now she was here again, smiling the way she always did, as if she knew I was confused. "You're okay, Reinaldo," she said softly, holding my hand. Her words were comforting, and little by little, the anguish that had accompanied me since my arrival began to dissipate. There was pain in my chest, a pain that seemed to echo from another time and place, but the doctors of light were always nearby, their gentle touches healing my wounds, not only those of the body but those of the soul. My departure had been so sudden, so abrupt, that my spirit was still struggling to let go of what had been left behind. I was married to Priscilla, a woman who was the love of my life. We had a daughter, Marcia, and a son, Dudu. A perfect, happy, peaceful family. Memories came to me in flashes. The laughter at the dinner table, the weekend outings, the nights I would read to them before bed. The longing, this overwhelming feeling of absence, tightened my chest. How could I forget all of this? My grandmother said I had to let go, but the idea of leaving my wife and children behind broke my heart. As I walked through that green field, I observed the newcomers like me. They were being welcomed by the doctors of light, who enveloped them with tranquility, dispelling the fear and confusion they brought from their previous lives. It was a process of healing, of understanding. But even there, in that peaceful place, my mind kept returning to the life I had before everything happened. Each memory was a reminder of what I had lost. That day, my grandmother approached me with a different, almost mysterious look in her eyes. "Today, you will receive a special visitor," she said, with a smile that seemed to carry a secret. "Her name is Anna, and she has come from far away to bring an enlightened message." I hugged her, feeling the comfort of her presence once again. I didn't know who Anna was, but something inside me was preparing for the unexpected. When Anna appeared, there was a light around her, different from the others. It was a soft but intense light, as if it were an extension of the very peace that place transmitted. She approached with light steps, and when she extended her arms to hug me, I felt an immense warmth, an inexplicable affection. "Reinaldo," she began with a calm and firm voice, "it is not your time yet. You need to go back and end your worldly life. Look at another light behind the door." I followed her gaze and saw, in the distance, a door that hadn't been there before. It was different from anything I had ever seen, made of an almost transparent glow. On the other side there was another light, one that seemed to be calling me back. The air around me changed, and Anna's voice faded away, getting quieter by the second. "You need to go back, Reinaldo. Your mission isn't over yet." My mind struggled to understand. Go back? How could I? I was here now, enveloped by this peace. But at the same time, the echo of her voice reverberated in my being, and suddenly, I felt a sharp pain in my chest. A pain mixed with other voices that seemed to come from all sides. My body, which until then had been light as a feather, began to feel heavy, pulled down. And then, like a beam of light cutting through the darkness, I woke up. The sound of the machines around me was muffled, but enough to make me understand where I was. I opened my eyes slowly, blinking against the bright hospital lights. The first thing I saw was the doctor's astonished look. He seemed as scared as I was. His expression was one of astonishment, almost as if he couldn't believe I was there back. The white lights on the ceiling contrasted with the soft glow of the place where I had been moments ago. Beside the bed, Priscilla was holding my hand, tears rolling down her face. She tried to smile, but the relief mixed with shock left her speechless. On the other side, Marcia and Dudu were standing, their faces expressing pure disbelief. They were there, alive, real. My mind was confused, and while I was still processing it, I began to remember everything. The gunshot, the motorcycles that sped by, the sound of the sirens. Everything came back like an avalanche of memories. The doctor, still in disbelief, broke the silence. "Reinaldo, you'll be able to go home soon." And at that moment, the weight of reality fell on me. I had been left for dead, but now I was back. My children hugged me, crying with emotion. Priscilla kissed my forehead, thanking me between sobs. The feeling of gratitude for having a second chance flooded my heart. I had the opportunity to return to live again. The light behind the door was still fresh in my mind. I knew that someday it would be there for me again. But for now, my place was here.